Modern stormwater management systems incorporate a number of engineering features to achieve two objectives. First, clean the water of pollutants, and second, store stormwater during significant storms to reduce the flow of and control the timing of when that water leaves the site during and after a storm event. According to county standards for stormwater, the quality of the water runoff leaving the site must be as clean as water leaving a wooded area. For quantity and flood mitigation, we must be able to demonstrate that we are controlling the water from both 10-year and 100-year storm events. Both of these requirements are met on-site using the following stormwater management system we will describe in this video. The site contains three main stormwater management features. Micro-BIORETENTION facilities, which provide treatment, are highlighted in blue. Underground storage systems, which temporarily store water to manage 10-year and 100-year storms, are highlighted in green. And submerged gravel wetlands that provide both water quality treatment and 10-year and 100-year management are highlighted in red. We will now review each of the systems and show how they work both independently and as a combined system. Micro-BIORETENTION facilities are located throughout the site. The micro-BIORETENTION facilities are above-ground visible systems that provide treatment for water directed to these structures through curb inlets. Once in these facilities, water is not only slowed down, but also cleaned using a combination of absorbent soil types and native plants. The filtered water from the micro-BIORETENTION facilities then flows to an underground storage system as well as to above-ground gravel wetlands, which we will discuss shortly. Underground storage systems are located in two locations on the site at the northern end of the property. The filtered water from the micro-BIORETENTION facilities flows to an underground storage system. These underground systems hold the water on site while also retaining the water to manage its release during storm events. A control structure at the end of the system manages the discharge of the retained water to reduce the rate of water flow leaving the site relative to the existing condition. The control structure manages the water flow by both holding the water in the underground storage system and allowing it to be released gradually through a smaller pipe. This reduced water flow then drains to the public storm drain pipe systems outside of the school boundaries. Submerged gravel wetlands include both above-ground stormwater management and submerged gravel below-ground systems that are located in two locations on the site. These facilities provide both water quality treatment and water quantity management for the 100-year storm event. Submerged gravel wetlands provide above-ground planting similar to the micro-BIORETENTION facilities and also have gravel below the plant material that helps clean and store the water. Water is routed to the submerged gravel wetland facilities through curb cuts and pipes. Water is absorbed into the ground. The stormwater that isn't absorbed, much like water in the below-ground storage system, is held on site, allowing for a gradual release. Let's look at how the entire system works relative to the existing condition. Today, in a heavy storm, water quickly saturates the clayish soil. The water then sheets off and drains off the site into the surrounding stormwater infrastructure, often overwhelming it. Now let's look at how the proposed stormwater system would work at the Southern Area School. Rainwater drains through the micro-BIORETENTION facilities where it is slowed and filtered. Water not absorbed into the soil eventually flows into the pipe system. This water then flows to the underground storage systems, which manage larger storm events. The water's rate of flow is reduced and is gradually released to the public storm drain system. In some areas of the site, water also flows to the submerged gravel wetlands, where it is cleansed of pollutants and stored to hold back the stormwater, allowing for gradual release. To understand the amount of water that the underground system in gravel wetlands will store, it is equivalent to about 1,100,000 gallons of water, which is about the volume of 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Or enough water to fill over 26,000 bathtubs. All of this water is held back by the stormwater management systems and doesn't immediately leave the site, unlike the current conditions where it does. This is important because during these large rain events, water is entering the public infrastructure at the same time from other areas around the site, compounding the amount of water in the system. Under the system proposed for the Southern Area School site, less water will be discharged than is presently today from the undeveloped site. This is done by treating and storing water on site in the various stormwater control devices before slowly releasing the water into the public stormwater management infrastructure. We are now going to review the amount of water currently leaving the site compared to the amount that will leave the site after the site is constructed. The site currently consists of 4 drainage areas, which means depending where rainwater lands on the site, it will drain in one of 4 directions. We will review how much water is leaving each of the 4 drainage areas before and after construction. Some of the drainage areas change in size, which will be noted based on grading and the overall construction of the new facility. Water flow rate is calculated and expressed by cubic feet per second, or CFS. It is measured during the time after a 100-year storm event when the amount of water leaving the site is at its peak amount. The first drainage area is 10.18 acres, which flows off the site to an existing storm inlet on the south side of East Swan Creek Road. Post-developed, the drainage area expands slightly to 10.71 acres, an increase of a half an acre of drainage area. However, the pre-developed 100-year storm runoff of 44.5 CFS, cubic feet per second, is decreased by almost half to 24.6 CFS after the school is built. The second area drains to the existing storm drain on the corner of East Swan Creek Road. The square footage of this drainage area is 4.57 acres. This drainage area is reduced by approximately 2 acres to 2.7 acres. The pre-developed 100-year storm runoff rate of 23.3 CFS is also being reduced to a post-developed runoff rate of 10.8 CFS, which is less than half of the existing runoff being experienced today. The third drainage area is 1.21 acres and flows toward the residential homes to the southwest. After the school is built, the drainage area is reduced to less than a third of an acre, with the 100-year storm event flow rate decreasing from 6.8 CFS down to 2.3 CFS. The reduction in flow rate is achieved by reducing the drainage area and by not allowing water that flows over any impervious area to leave the site in this area. The fourth and final drainage area is 15 acres and drains to an existing storm drain system in Asbury Drive. The total area is increased by 2.25 acres to 17.25 acres. However, the 100-year storm runoff rate is decreased from a pre-developed rate of 18.8 CFS to 17.5 CFS, even with the increase in size of the drainage area. The flow reduction is achieved by use of a large, submerged gravel wetland that provides storage volumes to reduce the 100-year peak flow to the storm drain system. This demonstrates that the school site's stormwater management system reduces the peak rate of water from the site flowing into surrounding areas during frequent storm events. The amount of stormwater leaving from the entire site during the critical time around 100-year storm events will be reduced from 93.4 CFS to 55.2 CFS by retaining stormwater within the site and releasing the water at a slower rate. In addition, as the stormwater quality controls must replicate the removal of pollutants that one would find in a wooded condition, the quality of the stormwater after construction will be the same quality as the water currently leaving the site. This is important as the water will eventually flow to the Potomac River and then travel to the Chesapeake Bay.